One tip that you should never do with chalk pastels.
Chalk dust! Everyone could see that there was chalk dust!
Yeah, don't do that. Here we go with a video on soft pastels or chalk pastels. I'm working with a set of 48 soft pastels, and I'll be drawing on Strathmore toned paper. Here I'm just getting a base coat in for the candle and then putting in some very, very light yellowy white and then some white highlights on the top. Now for the background, I don't have the right colors, so I will be layering a bunch of colors and blending them in to try and replicate that warm glow around in the background area of the candle. This is going to take some trial and error and mixing things together until I get something similar to what the reference photo has. The rest of the background is dark, so I'm starting off with a brown because it's a very brownish black background. So I'm starting with a light brown and just blending that in with the glowing area. And now there's a greeny brown that I'm covering that with. Slowly I move darker to a deeper brown, and then a very dark gray. Now I'm just mixing them together to try and get that dark. I'm reserving the black for the very end. At this point, it's going to look a bit of a mess. Now I'm layering on some more warm colors around the candle. For the base layer, I want to kind of blend them in, but afterwards I'll be putting layers on that won't be as blended. It's important to have a cloth nearby so that when you're blending you can wipe off your fingers so you're not just completely making muddy colors all the time. Here I start putting in some of that painted glow highlight around the flame. Here I'm adding black around the edges of the background. And blending that in. It's the contrast between the very dark colors and the brightness of the flame that make this picture so dynamic. There's a medium yellow that I'm using on the tabletop that I'll be using a greenish tone over to kind of blend it in. There is a greenish tone throughout the background and the candle holder as well. Here I'm using that dark greeny brown on the candle holder. It's a dark candle holder, but it is metallic, but it's not like a shiny brass holder. So I'll be using some black and some gray in there to try and get the metallic feel to it, but still keeping some of that greeny color in there. Just working in some of the shadows. Now adding in some of the highlight, just where the light would be hitting around the edges of the candle holder. Saving the white to the very end. Here's the gray I was talking about, showing some of the lighter areas and making it look a little metallic. And adding a little more shadow to the bottom of the candle, just emphasizing where the light is at the top of the candle. Here I'm not blending things in very much because again I want it to look very painted. Finally adding in some white highlights. and the dark shadow at the side of the table. You can support my channel by subscribing so YouTube will share my videos with more people. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I post a video. Thank you for watching.